Yeah, I finished game. So
All right, excellent. Yeah, are you ready? We're gonna interrogate you and ask you lots of in-depth questions.
yes, I'm super ready.
So for chat to know, I've got a sort of fair few questions that I'm sure will probably lead into more questions, but um, when we get towards the end of that, I want to open up the forum as well for chat, and obviously, Ints, if you want to ask questions in the middle and maybe tap on some things that I'm missing that are on topic, that would be perfect. Because we
Done.
all know that the interviews on Z Live are the most professional in the world. So I'm going to start off, Xron or Xron. I want to know, I want you to tell us stuff that outside of gaming about what it is, who you are.
Uh, I'm 21 years old. I'm from Ukraine. I'm professional Quake Champions player right now. And that's it. That's my main focus.
Are
I was
you
playing tennis and doing sport professionally
really?
until like 18 years old, and now I'm in gaming industry.
Okay, fair enough. So let's tap in. Let's go into the gaming. We won't linger on the outskirts for long. What's your kind of your gaming background in that case? How long have you been playing video games for? What games have they been, and how's it come together?
Overall, I think I started to like watch computer game and play it because of my older brother. He's 11 years old and he was playing some shooters, like super old one, and I was just spectating. Then I was trying it by myself when I was kid, but nothing serious, like just having fun, trying stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, then when I found out about CS, about something competitive, about some tournaments in my city and so on, it was like only 2008 or 2007 for me, so I was like 11 or 12
Mm-hmm.
back then. I started to watch some LAN events and started to play competitive with friends, mostly just for fun because I like competition. And I was playing CS all the time until now, even.
Mm-hmm.
I love CS and I still play in it.
Mm-hmm.
But once I just was bored because there was no one to play CS with, and I was like, oh, there is 1v1 competitive shooter called Quake Live back then, and I
Mm-hmm.
decided to try it, and I tried it, I liked it, and I was playing it from time to time. Then I was playing tournaments like I think Zotac back then. I was just playing it
Mm.
like once per week. I was losing always on the first or the second round, and but with every week I was improving,
Mm-hmm.
and and that's it. Like I was improving, and then I started to win some good players on 125 PS League. I was beating top players from time to time, and
Mm-hmm.
it was really awesome. And I started to feel that I can compete versus top players and do well.
Fair enough. So when you started Quake, that and you said Zotac, that must have been 2010, maybe.
2011, I think,
Okay.
something like that.
I see. So one of my questions was going to be what made you start playing Quake, and you said 1v1 competitive FPS. Well, was that the main? Was there anything else that got you involved in Quake or that attracted you to the game?
It was speed of the game, and first of all, I thought that Duel is fast game,
Mm.
and when I started to play it, I realized it's not that fast as I'm thinking
Mm.
because uh, a lot of players are playing kind of defensive play, and if you wanna win, you have to be very patient and so on. And that's the thing I didn't really like.
So you
Uh,
wanted to speed it up a bit then, or
yeah, yes, I wanted to speed it up, so I started to play TDM, and I
okay.
really like the mode because mm, like it's constant fights and so on, and I really liked it. And I was playing usually rail, so I just like trailing people. I don't know. I'm still like love rail, and
Hmm.
I like the railing and everything connected to it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Now you kept playing it, and you said you got better through these cups, and you were getting better through TDM as well. Was there anything that hooked you to it? Because there's obviously like a really vibrant esports scene in other games as well, but you stuck with Quake, and you've been pretty active in general. What made you continue?
I think first of all, CS 1.6 was dying kinda, at least in Ukraine. There was no more LANs and stuff,
Hmm.
so I was even going to some Quake Live LANs in Ukraine.
Fair enough.
And yeah, I won some Clan Arena 3v3, but in duels I never won. I was losing to UR Reaper, I think, back then.
All right.
It was like 2012.
Mhm.
But because I started to compete versus top players and I saw that I'm improving, I decided to stick with it because it was really fun to improve like that.
I see. Fair enough. Now, when you started in 2011, and you saw, okay, 1v1 competitive, and competitive is the key word here. Did you have any expectations as to what it would become, or was it somewhere that was more of an outlet to, I don't know, express your competitive wishes, or did you have some long-term expectations of what you wanted to do with the game?
Not really. Until Quake Champions, I was just playing Quake like for fun. I like competitive. It's just fun for me. Like this environment, these tournaments, like I'm happy if I'm like beating some top players or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fun for me. Same like in the same time I was playing CS:GO, Overwatch, StarCraft, basically every game just for fun. Like it's just fun for me, all this gaming stuff.
Fair enough. Okay, we'll just change.
So there's
Uh,
like
there we go.
in Quake Live, you had like 3 different mods that you played a lot. That was TDM, Clan Arena, and Duel. But we'd never really seen much of you in CTF. Any reason why?
Didn't play Clan Arena. And CTF, I don't know why I didn't play it. I played it only, I think, late 2016 even. When there was some RU pickups, they just invited me to try CTF and I liked it. Uh, Personally, I like CTF. I don't know why I wasn't playing it before. Maybe because there was no some, I don't know, leagues or something.
Mm.
At least back then I didn't have some team, so I was just playing TDM pickup and just some public duels. And tournaments were mostly in duels. That's why most people know me as a dueler. But consider myself more like a team player.
I see. I actually want to touch more on the CTF element later on. But to begin with, just to build up towards it, when you were in Quake, I'm sure since you were involved in competitions, maybe you were watching some streams and you probably possibly saw some players that influenced your style at all. Was there anyone that influenced your style or anyone that you looked up to in the game?
I was watching tournaments, but I don't think there was like some players that I was copying or something. But I think like if to pick one out of everyone, I was mostly cheering for Cypher when he was playing. I don't know why, because for me it seems that he has like the most aggressive and like fun to watch style out of all other players.
I see. But in terms of how that defined you as a player, you don't think you've taken sort of bits and bobs from others. It's more kind of homegrown.
Mm, it's like you just spectate other players and you see some cool things and you just copy it, but not like you wanna copy someone completely.
I see.
You just copy some little tricks or something.
I see. Now, I sort of touched on your competitive expectations before. Did you ever expect anything like the Quake World Championship to happen and the success it brought? Is that ever anything that you even dreamt of or that you expected could become a reality?
Not really. I think I even like randomly got into all this QuakeCon hype and team and practice and everything. And it will be funny, but I think the most credit for it should go to Syndrome and Demon, that they even
Really?
tried to play Sacrifice and TDM at all.
No, they weren't even at the Quake World Championships. At least not at QuakeCon. I believe they were definitely there earlier in the tournaments and the qualifiers and the regionals. But why do they get all the credit for you?
Because I thought, like, before all the announcements and stuff, I didn't really think about playing some Sacrifice or something. I was just streaming duels and playing from time to time, like beating some top players, having fun. But I know that visa can be issue or something, so going for QuakeCon is questionable for me. And like some teams were gathering already back then, but I think back then was only 2 teams. It was like Noctis team, like No Too Fast, and 2 good team, but it was a bit different with Sparty in. But there were only 2 teams, and Syndrome wanted to gather the 3rd team with me in and Demon. And I was like, no, it's like no use because I anyway won't get visa, so what for to waste time? I don't wanna like do something bad to you, waste your time, then I won't get visa, everything will be bad. And Demon kinda convinced me to play anyway and said it's all fine. So I started to play, but ironically we never played with this team roster at all. And like the team only that I played with was already my current team. To see.
So, because as I understand, you actually tried out for them at some point, and that turned out to be the first team you actually played with?
Yeah, I was playing mixes with 2 good team or something, like when they were asking me to stand in. But actually a team, Klaus told me that strengths will be missing for 1 evening or something, and they wanna try me out. I talked to Syndrome about it. He said that like if you have such chance, like go for it. And we like tried me out, and like I was instantly in team, and we started to practice.
Fair enough. I want to talk a bit about the road to the Quake World Championship, and in terms of the preparation, even for the qualifiers, like right at the beginning. And this must feel like forever ago, even though Quake Champions has hardly been around. What was the build-up to the qualifier like?
I only remember that we started to practice like 1 week or something before E3. I don't really remember when it was, maybe June or something, or even July already. No, it was June for sure. Like middle of June we started to play. And first 3 days we lost to kinda every team, I think.
Right.
Well, not to every, like we played versus best teams. It was No Too Fast, 2 good team, and Dignitas, or like nowadays it's Maestro, but we were calling them Dignitas because Garpy always using Dignitas tag.
I see.
But back then it was Syndrome instead of Wu, and we also lost to them. But we were just studying game because beside me no one really played Sacrifice at all. They were all like waiting, playing free for all and stuff. Don't like playing this in houses and mixes. So we were just studying game, looking what other teams are doing, trying to copy some stuff, trying to understand why they are doing this or that move. And after 3 days, just like we just talked a bit, switched some things, we started to win basically every game and versus every team. And even after No Too Fast came back after E3, we even won versus them. And back then we were super confident and we were aiming for only first place.
Really? I see. So when you actually got to the qualifiers, then that wasn't really something you had to be nervous about? Was it just one normal step in the road?
Excuse me, like when I didn't go to the regionals, or?
No, when you went to qualifiers, so the online bit before the regionals. So the initial bit online that you would have played in order to make, there were 2 qualifiers, and you made the first qualifier, so you qualified to the regionals then. And was that just a normal step in the road for you, or was it something to be nervous about when you?
No. We were like confident that we will make through the first qualifier because our results were super good on practice. like throughout all this practice stuff, we dropped maps only to No to Fast.
Mm-hmm.
It was more like 50-50 versus them in the end. But
Okay.
versus every other team, we super rarely even drop a map. Like, so we were super confident.
I see. I see. Now, when you got to the regionals, obviously things changed quite a lot because all of a sudden you couldn't get to the UK because of visa issues. What effect did this have on you and the team building up to the regionals?
It was terrible. We had a lot of problems and talks because of it. It was like 3 days before travel. I didn't get a visa, and I simply don't know what to do. So in the end, we had a deal that I'm focusing on getting USA visa, and that's it. And my team for now looking sub for me, and they were picking a sub from Luminous or Gaia, and Luminous kinda helped us and just carried us. So big props to him for stepping for me, and he really did a great job. And he was really like committing. He was watching VODs with me. I was explaining what to do to him as Nyx. He didn't exactly play my role, but he did his best, and he really did very well in UK.
So how much time did you spend talking with Luminous about this?
Guys played with them, I mean with him 2 nights, like 2 evenings. And after some games we watched like 1 hour of VOD and talked with him. Like me, Klaus, Silent Sep, and Luminous were just watching a VOD of him together and talking about mistakes and stuff to fix.
I see. So he was really happy to kind of be a part of that project, then I guess.
Yeah, well, he's still happy. I think like we'll for sure reward him.
Yeah, I see. So eventually you had things building up towards QuakeCon, and you finally got the green light to say, yes, you've got the visa, you can go to America and you can participate. What was the sort of the build-up just to getting the visa and the feeling in the team at that point?
I already was prepared to not get visa. I was like already like preparing for the worst, but somehow I got it, and even my team was like believing that there is small chance that I'll get and everything will be good. And somehow it worked out. Everyone was very happy.
Yeah.
Like we were a bit sad that there was not a lot of time to practice for us, because after regionals it was exactly 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And like first days I was going to make visa, then we have like weekends to practice after that, and Silent Sep video card not working or something, and we can't play that weekend. Next week Klaus is going to Kiev in Ukraine to get his visa, and we basically practiced only 3 or 4 days combined because of it.
Yeah.
But we were like sure and happy anyway, because we practiced a lot. Before that we were practicing every evening for like 5-6 hours, so we know how to play and we know what to do, so we still were happy about it.
I see. Now building up to QuakeCon itself, was there still like a feeling of confidence throughout the team? I mean, I was spending some time with you guys and you seemed all pretty happy and chirpy. Was that something like that was on the face of it that you would put on a front, or was really the team throughout, through your bones, confident the whole time?
I think we were really confident because we didn't have problems with LAN environment, and I think mostly it's because our practice was in not very good conditions. Like my internet is very bad. Klaus has 100 FPS, Silent Sep has same issue, and when we came to LAN, like it's all smooth, game is smooth, monitors are good. It really like feels 10 times better, and we're really hitting our shots and everything is going good.
So please, yeah.
Was there any team you were scared of from the like American side when going to QuakeCon, or even the European ones?
We were watching VODs of American teams, and we saw that they're playing kinda, in our opinion, outdated meta, like kinda slow play. and we were sure that we should have an edge, but we weren't like underestimating them or something, because in my opinion, American players has better aim than European one, and aim is like
Ouch.
super important.
Interesting. I've not heard that one before. That's very
Yeah,
interesting.
that hurts a bit, being an European player. Since that you spoke about meta, how did the meta actually affect the team throughout the entire month?
I think it's perfect for our team, because we were playing Slash and this kind of meta even before Slash buff. And while everyone thought that buffing Slash is something best for Tox, because he's like a super Slash player, but in my opinion, it's the best possible buff you could do for Clavs, and it played a very huge role for us, and it was very good for us.
I see, I see. Now, I wanted to talk about some of the games, because you didn't drop a single round in a map until the grand finals. Was this a surprise for you?
Kinda, because we were really like super focused versus Liquid. I think our best game we showed was in the group stage versus Liquid. We really did like almost zero mistakes, and our communication was best out of all games. And we were like surprised it went so smooth, because we were preparing for like really tough games, and it really went a lot easier than we thought. But we like wasn't relaxing and tried to keep it up.
Yeah, because I remember that game. I don't know if they got more than 20-25% in the rounds. So yeah, that was really dominant, and the difference we saw between Team Liquid then and later, I mean, it could have been very different. Were you surprised to see how close it was between No Too Fast and Team Liquid?
I think we were kind of surprised, because in that day we were playing Prax versus Liquid. Like before games we were warming up with them, and we had like also comfortable games versus them, and we thought that No Too Fast are better. But I think it's about team styles and so on, and Liquid just can't play versus us, because we are playing too fast for them, in my opinion. But No Too Fast are playing kind of more
Not too fast.
slow style, and yeah, kind of not too fast. No, but really they are fast, but still they're like more
Calculated.
they're more like waiting for Noctis or something. I don't know how their thinking process are going, but they're playing like more wasting more time to group up or something, in my opinion. So it's easier for Liquid to prepare and so on.
Now, I want to talk about you moving into the grand finals, but because I realised that we haven't given a full image of actually what the team roles look like within 2Z. Now, as far as you've told me before, you and Silent Sep are like the brains of the operation. Now, how does everything work in the team? Explain what this means.
It's like Latromi simply doesn't have enough time, so mostly we were studying what's without him while we were preparing and so on. He knows a lot about it, like in game, but he just wanna be Anarchy. He wanna do his job, and that's it. Like he wanna focus on combat and so on, because his combat skills are insane. So me and Silent Sep and Close were watching VODs and so on, and we were discussing like what hero to put where and so on. And it came up to the point that they three kinda playing together and trying to stick to Latromi. And I'm kinda playing lonely. I'm playing flex role. I'm playing what my team needs. That's why, for example, on Logbooks I'm playing Galena. On Burial Chamber I'm usually playing Visor and so on. Like I'm flexing this team.
You're flexing the team?
Yeah, flexing the team.
I see, okay.
So I don't know why it happened like that, because initially when we were starting we were playing completely different roles. Only Latromi is still playing Anarchy. Initially me and Klaus were swapping roles, like playing Nyx Ranger and changing heroes. And only Silent Sep was playing Sorlak all the time. I don't know how he even ended up on tank. Because I thought that he will be some super rail Nyx player or something. But
I remember why actually he told me. It was because he told me that if he didn't play tank, he wouldn't speak in English.
yeah, that's also one of the part.
Didn't want to say that though, did you?
No, because it happened accidentally. Like he's like, "Why I'm playing tank?" Like, and we're like, "Because we won't talk like English if you won't play tank." And then it started to work. We started to win every game. So okay, I'll stick on it.
Nice. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So paint me a picture now. Moving into the grand finals here, QuakeCon, the Quake World Championship. You're playing for your team to get $300,000. You're standing at the back and you're waiting to get on the stage. What's the feeling in the team then?
We are happy that decider map is DM6, and we are feeling very confident.
I see.
Because versus No Too Fast, we were usually winning versus them like almost all the time, DM6 and Ruins, and losing almost all the time Burial and Logbox. But because of Galena, Logbox was not a problem anymore. And Burial is very random map, in my opinion. But because of throwing Soul to lava, I think we had a huge edge on that map. Because our only problem was to like get out of their base if we are getting the soul. Because if you have a lot of rails on Burial, you like can lock up this cave point and you can't do anything versus it, versus 2 rails or something. But because I can just capture and throw soul out of the map, it's not a problem anymore. These railers should go to the middle of the map and fight for soul.
I see. So were you expecting the finals? Because it was quite close in the end. You took it 3-1. The first map wasn't close, but the rest of them were very well fought, in my opinion. Was this expected from the team?
I honestly would think it will be more comfortable because we are playing very well, and we saw that they're struggling versus Liquid and so on, and they aren't in their best form.
Okay.
And after Burial, I thought it will be a lot easier, but on Ruins we played horrible, and after the game, Klav said that it was worst map in his career. So
really,
like we did a lot of stupid mistakes, and because of that we lost. And other maps, yeah, like they were super close, but I don't know, I had that feeling that we got this. Because still, for example, losing round on DM6, I remember we had 90% and we could have closed it out, but Soul Carrier simply did a mistake 2 times, which we usually never do. Yeah, like...
Yeah. I know you're being very polite to not to put him in the crap right there, but I remember it being Silent Step, and I remember going, what on earth are you guys doing? Like, I don't know if it was the communication or if it was Silent Step making that decision. I mean, I want to just focus on that moment specifically. What was happening there?
Like, usually Soul Carrier is like never going shotgun, because if you go shotgun to capture Obelisk, even one person can shut down 4 people that are going through shotgun if he has nailgun spam or something. And instead of like going to rocket or going to rocket and dropping to nailgun, which is like standard on that map and the safest way in my opinion, Silent Sep went in. But I think it's like because of miscommunication, that point is clear and it wasn't clear. And also because, as he said after the game, that never in his life he has so many soul runs as he had in this whole series. Because like really, if we have soul runs, it's like it must be Slash or Anarchy 90% of the time, because they are fastest.
True, okay.
And best for that. And for some reason it was always that like we all dead and only Silent Sep is alive with soul, and it's like chaos around, and I think he just was lost in few situations, but like it's hard in sacrifice. If you have soul and you have no information, you have to do it decisions, and in that moment it just didn't work.
I see. I heard that there were some people who were getting pretty nervous on the team through the finals as well.
I think that Ruins, and because Ruins, as Klaus said, he did his worst game in his life, so I think he got pretty nervous there. But as he said, after like I said it, he said that he wasn't nervous, he just did a stupid mistakes, and that's it.
Okay, I see. We haven't spoken that much about Latromi. You've talked about his role a bit, but you said that he's very busy. I know he works as well. Was he pretty jittery moving into everything?
No, Latromi actually played very well, and usually he is the person that can cause some, I don't know how to say, but some nerves or panic if you play like at home.
All right.
Like he can, like I don't know, if to make an example, it's like he can stay with Soul and we are quiet for 5 seconds, like we are dead or something. Then he can like start screaming and saying like, why no communication? Where is info? Where should I go? But like on QuakeCon, he didn't do that. He was like super calm, super collected, only like giving information, playing his best, and like I think also this patch made him just a monster. Out of every anarchy, he's like one head above because of LG.
All right, so I actually wait. I want to talk a bit more about the finals because I'm gonna properly drill you for information. Now, what was the last map again? Was that Campground? Sorry, Blood Covenant.
Yeah.
So you're getting to the end of Blood Covenant. The victory is in sight. You're at 99%, and you're ready to take off the headphones. Basically, I mean, what's this feeling? What are you thinking about during this particular moment?
There were 2 moments like that, and in one of them we lost the map. Round. So after losing the round, it was like, okay, we just did a stupid mistake with Soul and so on. Like, let's just forget about it and play a new round, because we I think the M6 was the map that we had the best results versus No Too Fast in online. Like everywhere we were always, it was the map that we usually win. No matter what, no matter how bad we play, we still had an edge. And we were confident that we should win, but because of the stupid mistakes we lost. But honestly, in the 3rd round, No Too Fast also I think was panicking, because they did so many bad Soul rounds and basically gifted us the decider round for free. And personally, when I saw them doing some mistakes they don't usually do, I was feeling super confident that okay, that's it, we should finish the game here and now. And yeah, when it was 99%, it was quite comfortable moment, because I think they had something like 20%. So
yeah,
we already was understanding.
Could you feel it
all
already?
Cool.
You could
yeah,
already...
yeah. Latromi already was screaming and so on. So yeah.
Was it generally happy before you take the headphones off? Was it quite cheerful at the end of that map then? Like you said, Latromi was cheerful. Was everyone in a good mood, or were people still no, shut up, we focus now? Or
not really, because me and Klaus has 0 emotions in game, kinda.
I see.
And Silent Sep was super focused. So basically it was just Latromi cheering, but we don't care. So.
Okay, I see. Amazing. And how long did it take for after the finals for everything to kind of sink in, for you to feel like, holy crap, we actually did do this, and you've been able to absorb the emotions and just the celebrations?
I think after close duel, we were watching it, cheering for him. And after he won duel, we went to eat, and we were happy, talking and so on. I think when we were already out of the venue, just chilling, then we realized that yeah, we won it. We did everything that we need. everything is good.
So you just wanted to get some space from the venue, did you, afterwards, or?
Yeah, because it was kind of tiring. We did like 20 interviews in a row with same questions, and it was really tiring for us, like after the victory.
Are you prepared for this maybe happening again in the future?
Yeah, it's fine. Like, it's anyway fun, a lot of new people.
Excellent.
I really like it.
I see. So I want to talk about well, actually, you've already brought it up in terms of some of the parts of the updates that really fitted your playstyles. Now, what if there are patches that come in that maybe change things up a bit, maybe put the strengths onto different champions? Are you guys ready to adapt to that, or do you think you guys might suffer?
I think this team is perfect to adapt because Silent Sep is all-around player, Klaus is all-around player. Latromi probably wanna play only one hero, but if it won't be Anarchy, he anyway will be like insane on him because of his combat skills. And I already a worse thing happened to me. Like Rail is not that good now, and nobody is using it, and I was really struggling after that happened. But in Sacrifice, I found my game already, so it's all good. In Duel, I'm still struggling a lot because of it.
I see. So
And that you brought Duel up. We've talked a lot about Sacrifice.
That's true, actually. I have hardly spoken about Duel. That's a
Yeah,
very good
we haven't
point.
spoken about Duel at all.
Yeah, please ask about Duel a bit.
Yeah, how were you feeling about your team performances in Duel, both you and Klaus? Because Silence App and Utromi weren't participating in Quake.
Like I won every match except versus Klaus, so I'm happy overall with the result. I'm a bit unhappy with brackets because like even before tournament, I knew that Klaus is really monster with this LG, and that he is one of the favorites. And in every my interview before QuakeCon, I said that favorite is a close bet. Nobody took it serious, but
It's true, I didn't take it seriously.
yeah. And it's like we practice duel between ourselves, like only like 10 duels on Corrupted Keep after regionals. That's everything we played. But back then, like, we already understood that it's all about LG and it's all about Sorlak. And I think Klaus is having a huge edge because all his opponents are playing Sorlak, and playing Sorlak versus Klaus is not the smartest idea, in my opinion.
Why is that though?
Because even before you came out of the wall, your Sorlak will be dead, even if it's full stack. Like, if he just has LG in his hands, he will melt your soul like very, very fast.
I thought you said melt your soul. I was like, okay.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, well, that also works. Kinda.
Even though you point like Klaus to be like the champion of Quake before, as soon as the games actually started in the groups, both of you were actually dropping rounds and maps to the American players. Did you underestimate the American players at all? Or were you expecting them to be as good as they were?
As I said, American players has a good aim, and it's very important in Duel. And I personally lost first map versus Griffin, lost first map versus Sparty, lost first map versus Astro Boy, and I always was putting myself into situations that I can lose a game if I do one mistake. But like,
do you need that? Is that important for you to perform?
No, I just was like playing bad first map, that's it. And then I was gathering myself. I don't know why, it was very up and down for me. I played very unstable. And there also was like moment versus Griffin that kinda almost broke me. I was winning around one hero, like it was DM6. I'm winning one hero and it's 440 on timer, so I need to just survive 20 seconds and I win game. And he's spawning as Slash, and I see him sliding on LG just straight plus forward, and I'm shooting a rocket into his eyes completely, and it's doing 0 damage, and he's LGing me to death. It was the only moment that rocket didn't register, but it was really important for me. And I lost DM6 after that, and I was really sad and pissed off. but like then I just took Sorlak and went plus forward with LG versus my every opponent, and it worked. So
Just look into the sky and say, what would claws do? And
yeah,
try
because
that.
basically that's the only thing I practice, because I also played duels only versus claws, and it was only few, and like everything else was all focused on sacrifice. So we just did what we were practicing basically, and that's it.
I see. Okay. Now, if you're, let's stay on the duel trail, but let's look at that going forward. Are you gonna sort of maybe take duel? I don't think say take it more seriously sounds a bit weird, because you obviously already got a very good result. But because we don't know what changes might come up in the future or anything like that, are you gonna increase the amount that you're practicing duel?
For now I don't know, but for sure I'll keep playing duel. Uh, and about Denver, by the way, Latromi for sure won't go, so I don't really know if my team will go to Denver. But if I'll have opportunity to go there and play duel, I'll for sure go.
Okay. I see.
So yeah, I'll keep playing duel. Of course, focus will be still on sacrifice, but I'll keep playing duel, of course, and we'll try to do my best.
And what about winter? Is 2Z going for winter?
Yeah, for winter we're surely going with our full roster, and we'll try to win.
Sweet, sweet. I want to talk about team modes again, because we've got CTF that has been announced, and you spoke a little earlier about CTFs, and you're actually just a team player more than anything. You just haven't really had the right opportunities to play CTF. Is that a game mode that you would welcome with open arms?
If like focus will be on CTF instead of sacrifice, yeah, I'll try it out and I'll probably play it. But I personally like sacrifice a lot, and the player in our team, Silent Seb, that has the most experience in CTF, saying that sacrifice is more fun and interesting for him than CTF. So I think like right now I love sacrifice because it's super fast, super hard, and like it's really super close, and this decision making, like time is really going fast when I'm playing practice games and so on, like we're having fun. So I personally really enjoy sacrifice. I know it's kind of tough for viewers, but I think it's mostly because of this death cam. Like they should just instantly switch off and that's it. Like there is no reason to watch some dead body for 5 seconds. I think if they will fix bugs and will use more the free camera mode or third person view, I think it will be a lot better for viewers.
Are there any other changes that you would make to sacrifice?
Not really. The only change we want, it was not random power up, and they did it, so we're happy about it.
I see. Because a lot of people say actually, and I'm on the same train. I think it could be something a lot more exciting with bigger maps as well. Do you think that might be the case?
I think it's more about spawns, not about big or small maps.
Okay.
Like, even if your attack is bad, like you're getting destroyed and trading frags not in your favor. If your team has better spawns, you will eventually attack successfully, right? For example, if your Sorlak is dying, but then 200 HP Sorlak spawning into an enemy obelisk, basically, you have like extra member, like extra tank, and you will surely get success in an attack. And I think on bigger maps, it will only make it more random because of all the spawns. Like, you can have a guy spawning on the other side of the map and being useless, and other member is spawning in the right place, and it's everything completely different.
So spawns are definitely something that you think should be handled delicately.
Yeah, yeah, maybe like at least try to put spawns in each base, like in like no, in CTFs there is also spawns. I remember some in middle and so on, but just to try to have some spawns near only your obelisk,
So,
and then
so like
see how it will be played out. Yeah.
I see. So rather than you can be anywhere on the map, once you've got an obelisk, then suddenly the spawns points will change. I don't know. I don't know anything about making games or anything like that, but I can see what you mean.
Yeah, and also like if also like some more tests that I think may be useful. I think maybe increasing death timers. I think it's not fun for players or playing on pub server with long death timers, but I think if to increase it, it will make it more slow and strategical, because it won't be that good to just go in and die but do some damage, and just keep rushing in.
Interesting. Ince, have you got any other questions? Because otherwise I'm going to open it up to the floor.
I have questions about QuakeCon, but now that we're not into that anymore, I can just ask the questions when we're on the open forum.
Okay, so Xron, I don't know if you want to join and have a look at the Z Live chat, but if there are any questions from chat, I know there have been throughout, but I've been putting them aside. Let me see if I can find the ones earlier. Oh yeah, someone asked, H-Trix asked about your opinion on Cypher and Claws. Now, I want to kind of reword it a bit, because I'm sure that you're not really bothered what the relationship is between them. But what do you think between them as players?
As players, I don't know. Like, Klaus is super insane right now, and on this patch, he is the best player in the world, no doubt. And I don't know. I think Cypher will for sure go on the DreamHack in Sweden, so we can see like who is the best. And I think it will be a lot of hype and fun around it. Like, people like some hype and rivalries or something.
Yeah.
And it's cool that somebody is joining the Cypher Cooler Rafa club. And
Definitely.
if it will be Klaus, will be very happy about it.
Okay. Johan Flood has asked, do you know how long Klaus has played Quake as a franchise in total?
I think he said in interviews that like from 2009 or something he's playing Quake.
Just Law says, how do you prefer your name to be pronounced finally? Like, if we can put it all... I know you've been... and I know people asked you during QuakeCon, but if we can put everything aside and you can lay the smackdown right here, how do you want your name to be pronounced?
Okay, so really my name is pronounced Xron.
Okay.
Like
Xron.
this.
Xron.
Xron. Yeah.
With an I in the end.
But I have like... I'm fine with it being Xron, Xroni, Xronia, like Silent Savvy saying Xronia or something. So it's like, I like all of it. It's all cool, and I don't really mind. Like,
so, can I understand, do you think Xron is good or bad?
Oh god.
I don't really care. Like, if somebody calling me Xron, I don't really mind.
You don't mind? Ah, damn it.
Yeah.
I wanted you to say that you hate it so I can tell everyone to stop saying it. So I hate it. I hate Xron. It blows my mind. But fair enough.
Xron.
Scrubber asks, have you already spent your money on blackjack and hookers?
I didn't receive it yet.
I see.
So.
But you've lined up the blackjack and hookers, right?
Of course.
Okay, good.
Was there any player in the duel tournament that surprised you at QuakeCon with their results? Not that he played against you specifically?
Let me think. I'm surprised that Avak lost too. That's everything I can say. I'm surprised that all the lower brackets, like Kilson, Avak, all these players didn't handle the Anarchy. I'm really surprised about it.
Interesting.
Because, yeah, Anarchy is really tough to hit on LAN, even like harder than online, but I'm really surprised that they didn't handle it.
Fair enough.
Did you have any expectations about Razy in the tournament? Do you think he could have performed differently if he had another bracket?
Not really. He did a very, very, very stupid mistake versus Rafa that cost him the game, and
This is true.
You'll never forget it.
I think it's it's like kind of heartbreaking for him, but I think it's a good lesson, and he'll come back stronger. So
he'll either come back stronger or never recover and continue.
Well, if he never recover, it's like his fault that he can't recover. You know? Like, he has a good lesson, he has a good opportunity, so it's all in his hands to keep improving and keep getting better.
That's a fair point. Grexter asks, who do you consider the top 3 duelists to be in Quake Champions at the moment?
Close.
Of course.
Wu and Cooler.
That's such a cop-out. Come on. I guess it's right though. They're the top 3 players.
It's right. There was World Championship, and that's it.
Let me ask it differently. How do you think Agent and Cypher would have fared up if they went to QuakeCon?
I think nothing would change in the top 3.
Oh, spicy. That tastes good.
Well, I think it's very about matchups. I don't really know how Agent playing right now. I was watching him before regionals when there was clutch meta and so on, and he was like definitely top player, but he didn't win on Russian LAN. That's why I'm not putting him into top 3, because on Russian LAN he lost to Evil or Base.
What about Cypher though?
About Cypher, I don't really know.
He lost to Cooler, and Cooler came 3rd, so therefore...
Exactly. So Cypher would come forward with
this. Okay. Then it's genius answer for me.
Let me see. There are definitely more. What is QI asks? What's the biggest difference in duel between Quake Live and Quake Champions?
Everything. It's different game and it's different duel. I don't even want to compare this.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, it's like totally different.
Is there any game mode you'd bring back from Quake Live that there isn't here already? For example, we're gonna have CTF. Would you bring back Clan Arena as well, or some other new mode? How would you do?
I would bring Clan Arena only for Klaus, because he always says that I wanna play Clan Arena, and he's even playing Clan Arena in Quake Live. Like still nowadays, and even before QuakeCon he was playing Quake Live Clan Arena, and he said it's good warm-up for his aim. So I think just for him I would bring Clan Arena to Quake Champions so he can play it here.
There's a question that I'm probably not going to be able to ignore because people keep asking it. And I did mention that you probably don't care much, but have you got anything to say about this Cypher Claws beef?
Not really. Like, it's their beef, and I don't really want to be involved into that.
I see. I think that's...
I'm having good relationships with both of them, and I respect both of them.
I see.
Nothing more to say.
No, I think that's fair enough. Okay, we can put that aside. Now everyone's just going to talk about the beef otherwise, but...
So you said the top 3 duelers. What about the top 3 teams?
I don't really know what about like all these teams that didn't make it to regionals. Like, of course, like we are and not of us are top 2, and the 3rd team is probably Liquid. I think they would beat Defendants in head-to-head. But honestly, my favorite team from all the European sacrifice teams, and the only team that I might stole some things from them, was the team with Apso and Mastermind and Phoenix and Kilson. And I'm very surprised they didn't make it to QuakeCon, because I was sure they are better than some of other teams.
That team, for people wondering, was called the Ironics.
Ah, yeah, right. Thank you.
Yeah, I was surprised not because they actually dropped out first with Rush B. I think they came 7th and 8th from what I remember. And they do have a very... I think they're a team that would look very good in CTF actually. They would be interesting.
I think the patches with the rail hurt them a lot, because if you look at that team, they're like 4 players that rely heavily on the rail. That hurt them a lot more than it should have actually.
True.
But how do you see the future for all the teams? Because there's rumor there's going to be like a massive shuffle with all the teams. A lot of players are going to be swapping teams, because like the teams for QuakeCon right now are kind of a mix to see who get the players faster together. How do you see the future of the rest of the teams besides you and Not Too Fast?
I don't really think that shuffling players is a smart idea, at all. I think it's always better to keep some good roster with a good synergy and just keep improving. I'm not really a big fan of shuffles and just like, oh, okay, this player did bad, let's kick him and bring somebody stronger and so on. But I know people will do it no matter what. So I don't know, we need to play versus them and test things out. I don't really know, like, if you can gather another top team or something. I think you should just keep practicing and improving and get to the top like that.
Yeah, I think this chopping and changing can almost slow things down sometimes. But there's a couple of really interesting questions that have come in on chat. So Frandel ID asks, with the price pools at QuakeCon, etc., are you hopeful for the future of Quake Champions, and where do you see the pro scene being in, say, a year in terms of growth?
I wanna believe that there will be more tournaments, but the only thing I think Quake Champions lacking at the moment is, of course, new blood. Because Razy can be, but we need new players, new blood, because I feel that new players, I mean, when I'm saying new, I'm not talking just about new players to Quake, I'm talking overall about like people 16 years old or something like that, like really young players. I think if you see other games, all of them has some better mechanical skill, better like aim and so on. And I really wish such players to come to Quake Champions, and then competition should be better and everything should be better. But for now, you don't see some new young players coming into a game, and it kind of sad. I hope that Bethesda will promote the game and so on, and it will be more competitive.
So that's a kind of like on your, not on your dream, but on your list of desire, I guess, for over the next year to see some more of that.
Yeah, like more competition means more like practice, more quality games and so on. And like for casual players, I think also they need to make something. Like I personally like this all lores and rune challenges and so on. I think if they can do something more or promote it to more casual players, I think it should be fun.
Okay. Sort of complete different direction now, but Swampy asked, did you have any language barriers in communications? We touched on it very briefly earlier when you said that Silent Sep had to play Tunk, otherwise you wouldn't speak English. but otherwise, what's the dynamics of a Belarusian, a Dutch person, a Ukrainian, and a Russian/Ukrainian?
It's working really good. We are just all talking Russian, and Silent Sep still doesn't understand anything. Yeah, it's just joking. Like, of course, we are speaking English, and we had some problems in the beginning because Latromi he doesn't have some good English or something, and because Sacrifice is super fast, you need to talk very, very, very fast and give all the possible information. And we really were struggling with that, but with time going and playing every night, we were naturally improving in that, and now it's on a good level and everything is good. Of course, it can be better, and it will be better, I think, if we'll play more.
Silent Sep's going to learn Russian then.
Yeah. Or he can learn Russian and make life easy for other 3 people and to not be selfish. That's it.
Yeah, fair point. I actually want to ask something about Quake. Obviously, you didn't go to the regionals, but was there anyone outside of the team that you thought was really cool to meet? Or just someone that you thought, obviously other than me, but anyone else?
Like, Strengths is a very, very cool guy in real life.
Yeah?
Like, he's completely different person. Like, a lot of people are trolling him on internet and so on. But in real life, he's really cool guy. Of course, Sparty is just the best.
Nice.
I was very happy to meet Avek, of course. Because some disco polo music party and so on. I don't really know about more, like, a lot of new people. I didn't really talk much to everyone, of course, but overall it was cool, like meeting 04, Team Willits, like all of them. It was really huge for me. I was very happy.
Did you get to chat with Tim Willits?
Yeah, a bit.
All right.
Yeah, he's Galena main, so he's best.
Oh, nice. I think Tim Willits just walked past me, DDK, and ZSX trolling us, and we didn't even say hi, so I didn't get to see him this time. Damn it. Texas asks, is it pronounced Silence Sep or Silence P? Oh, come on, we know this by now.
Of course, Silence P.
Of course.
Is there any player that hasn't come in Quake Champions from the other Quakes, Quake Live and Quake 3, that you would really want to see playing Quake Champions?
I didn't play in Quake 3 or Quake 4 or anything. I don't really know about the history that much.
But there's also a Quake Live player that you know that aren't playing.
Okay. I don't really know. I think everyone came up out of inactivity and trying to play.
I'm giving you a chance to give a shout out to like Ginon and Fears in here.
Yeah, come on.
Well, with Jinon, like he was playing it, but he didn't like it, so not a lot to talk about it.
Yeah.
But no, for this reminding, yeah, thank you. I think the only player that should come back and do some amazing sacrifice action is Brescia or Lars. Yeah.
Lars.
Yeah, he's the
playing
best.
Something, isn't he? I saw his nick not too long ago somewhere.
I don't think he's playing Quake Champions, but it's one of the best teammates I ever played with.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you go back a long way with Brescia?
No, like 2 years ago, but he's a really cool teammate.
Fair enough. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Basically, I mean, we've essentially made a podcast out of this interview. Unless, Ince, have you got anything outstanding?
No, really, just like quick questions, like Zoom toggle or what was the other? Because people are asking that kind of stuff, like orange LG or blue LG.
Orange.
So you said
do you use Zoom toggle or do you hold for Zoom?
It's a hard to answer. I think I hold. I don't remember. I need to get into the game to remind myself.
Favorite map?
Favorite map
for duel?
For duel. Ruins, I think.
And for sacrifice?
Logbox.
Favorite champion?
No. Charge of Azatot. Best in sacrifice.
Okay. Favorite champion for duel?
Doom guy. I mean Doom Slayer.
And for sacrifice?
I think I'll play a lot of Doom Slayer in sacrifice, but for now it's Galena.
Okay.
What button do you jump with?
Space and mouse wheel up.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's the wrong
Disgusting.
answer.
Yeah. Go away.
Well, I'm sure someone mentioned up a moment ago. Did you use WASD or ESDF?
Yeah, like almost everything default for me.
This is very upsetting to hear. And what resolution? I'm sure people will ask.
1280 on 720, everything on low.
Do you use Axel?
No, super low sensitivity, 1.95 with 400 DPI. No
Christ.
Axel, no anything.
Wait, how many? Do you know how many centimeters of 360 that is?
53 or 54.
Oh
That's insane.
That's like twice as many.
That's even lower than mine, and I thought mine was low. Mine was like 45 or something. That is crazy.
FOV?
113.
So someone's asking about wheel up for jumping. I guess that's CS related?
Yeah. That's because of CS. In Quake, I usually don't jump on it. I just hold space and I don't even care.
Fair enough. Actually, I've got an interesting one because now it applies to only Quake Champions. What's your ability button?
F.
I see.
Okay, that's actually similar to I use the SDF, but I use G. But you know, I can see that it's not something crazy. I imagine Tox has done something ridiculous with it already.
Yeah, I use X.
Oh,
because I didn't like Q.
that's odd.
And Cypher uses like the left alt.
Yeah. So there's an interesting question from Harosh. Prefer starting shotgun, machine gun, or nail gun?
Definitely not nail gun.
Oh.
Depends on map. On Sacrifice and on Duel, and on QuakeCon, I was only playing with starting machine gun.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I have to switch to starting shotgun. Depends on the situation and depends on what should I do. But usually, in 90% of the time, it's starting machine gun.
Okay. Fair dues. All right. Let's wrap it up, guys. I don't have any crazy overlays to end this, but otherwise, Xron, I think I said it right at this point. It's only been several years. Finally can do this. Have you got anything you want to say or anything you want to cover?
Yeah, of course, I want to tell thank you to my amazing team 2Z and to all people that are watching and supporting Quake Champions. And want to give a special thank you to Luminous for standing in for me on regionals, to our amazing manager, Ins,
He doesn't need
to
any gratitude.
to our yeah, I know, but to to our coach Exodus that were helping us with getting votes for our games, like discussing stuff with us. Also, some special thanks to Linkin and to Lars. And yeah, thanks to Zoe for giving us amazing mouses and mouse pads. And I don't know, that's it.
Awesome.
To all the
Man.
viewers, of course.
No, thank you very much for spending some time. We've smashed a good hour and 10 minutes or so on this interview. So absolute pleasure speaking with you as always, and I had loads of fun actually speaking with you and all the guys at QuakeCon. So I hope we'll all be at events again in the future.